Guys, what the hell? What the hell? I just counted up the votes. All right, so wow. Anyway, welcome to the channel. If you are new, allow me to explain what this is. This is a tournament of 72 characters where each day on my channel, except for Sundays, I will upload one matchup from the tournament. So the matchup will consist of me talking about the two characters that are, well, in said matchup. So today's matchup, for example, is Chibi Robo taking on Crash Bandicoot. Now, this tournament is just for fun, so don't take it too seriously. The whole idea is to kind of vote for who you personally would like to see as a DLC character in Smash Bros. Very simple. So, again, this tournament is for fun because we got all sorts of weird characters. We have first party, third party, assist trophies, spirits, anime, characters that are just confirmed, all that stuff. It's for fun. Vote for who you want. Doesn't matter their current situation, alright? So, let's get to the rest of the rules here. So, it is a double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated. If there's ever a tie in the voting, I'll flip a coin on camera. It's just the best and fairest way to break the tie. And each matchup, voting-wise, only lasts for 1 week. So today's Monday, which means we'll get the results for this matchup next Monday. That's how that works. Very simple. So, let's go to the results. Again, keep in mind, it's for fun. And another very important rule, you only get 1 vote per person. I do check that all the time. Every time I tally up votes, check it. So only 1 vote per person. So, let's go over the results from last Monday, which was which was Tails taking on Sandbag. I thought it was going to end here. But nope. Sandbag wins. Sandbag won again. I know I voted for Sandbag in this one, but I honestly thought Tails was going to win. Sandbag wins 46 votes to 34. What? Sandbag continues to, beat up the opposition. I don't even know what to say. Sandbag wins. Congrats to Sandbag. Unfortunately, that means Tails has officially been eliminated from this tournament because this is the loser bracket. So, yeah. Baffling to me. That one's baffling. Even though I still think Sandbag could be a pretty cool character. I definitely agree with that. But, it's strange. But let's just move to the matchup today. Like I said a bit earlier, it's Chibi Robo taking on Crash Bandicoot. So, why don't we just jump into it, shall we? So, I think Chibi's up first. Now, Chibi is a spirit in Smash Ultimate. Doesn't mean, for this tournament's sake, that doesn't mean he's disconfirmed, alright? That doesn't mean nothing. So, alright. So, how do we do this? So, let's talk Chibi. Now, Chibi, the custom Robo franchise, might kind of be, maybe, I don't know, just dead in the water. No, I don't even want to say that, because you never know when a franchise might end up coming back into existence, maybe a reboot or a random sequel or whatever, or a spinoff, whatever it might be. You never know when that's going to come back. So, the Custom Robo franchise overall, it's not something that Nintendo is currently promoting. It's not something they're currently, even using. When was Custom Robo? When was Chibi's last game? Was that on the 3DS? Years ago? I mean, when I say years, I don't mean 20 years ago, obviously, but I mean, was that 5 years ago or something? I don't know the exact date, but wasn't it Ziplash or something like that for the 3DS, and then Chibi actually came with his own little amiibo or something like that? So, yeah, it's been a little while since the franchise has had, at least to the best of my knowledge, it's been quite a few years since the franchise has had a new installment. And if I remember correctly, some people have told me that the franchise is kind of, Nintendo's not touching it right now. They have no plans to do anything with it. It's not to say that the franchise is canceled by any means, but it's just they're not touching it right now. So, Chibi, why would he make sense for DLC? It would be a bit of a weird one, but you got to remember, and I think this is the biggest point for pretty much any first-party character, is that they're, in fact, first-party. Nintendo, this is Smash Bros. Smash prints money for them, first and foremost. This was the fastest and, I think, best-selling Smash Bros. Game, of all time. And, the fact that they now have DLC in terms of, Mii costumes, they have, individual fighters, they have an entire fighter pass. that just prints money as well. People gobble that stuff up. People will eat that. And Nintendo could potentially look at the Fighter Pass as, let's not go after all third parties. Why don't we put a first party character in there? And I think maybe it's a big maybe. Maybe that's why Chibi could be considered. It's a first party. So what I'm trying to get to is Nintendo doesn't have to spend the money to get the licensing and the rights and all that sort of stuff for the character. So first of all, Nintendo, they're a company, they're a business. They would save their own sort of money, instead of going out and getting these third-party characters, they save their own money for that. And then, plus on top of that, any sales for the Fighter Pass that would include any first-party character, in this case, Chibi Robo, they get all the profits to themselves. They don't got to split that up with, whatever third-party company might be in the Fighter Pass, whether it might be Microsoft or, Activision if they get a rep, or Capcom or Bandai, or whoever, whatever company might be in the Fighter Pass. So I think that might be the biggest, and that's not really a decent point, but I still think it's a pretty big point for any first-party characters. Nintendo gets all the profits. Their company, they want to make money. That's what companies want to do, right? So Chibi, now would he drive in people, like casual gamers? Would they look at Smash Bros. And I'm not trying to put this. Would casual people go, Chibi Robo? Never heard of him. So it's a Nintendo game? Yep, haven't heard of it. I'm not going to buy it. Or, would casual people be willing to fork out the, what is it, $5, $6, $7, whatever it is, for the individual fighter pack? Would they be willing to do that? Maybe not so much. I mean, if you could go different routes with other first-party characters that are probably still available for your Nintendo to use. So, yeah. Chibi's in a weird spot, but he's definitely got... The little robot's got his own little following all the time. Every new Smash game, I always bring this up, every new Smash game, Chibi's name gets thrown out there, and then people start, yeah, Chibi would be great. So, would he be great? I think so. Does he have even a decent chance? I don't think so, personally. I don't think so. And I'm not just saying that because of the spirit. I just don't think this character is even being talked about at Nintendo at all. So, just my opinion. But let's talk about his opponent, who's kind of... he's a complete opposite. Not first party. He's actually big time third party character. Crash Bandicoot is back. So, Crash, and he's actually back in gaming, which is great. So, a few years ago, obviously, the quick recap, the Insane Trilogy was a thing, sold very well, was topping the charts for at least, a good solid, I think it was a month and a half. I remember reading reports the Insane Trilogy was the #1 selling game on the PlayStation 4, because that's where it came out first, and it was topping the charts over in Europe. I know that specifically, and everybody high praise for the game. It was great to see Crash back. Ultimately, that ended up to the Crash Team Racing remake, and that thing went above and beyond, and people are very happy about that as well. And it's great to see older characters always coming back, especially when you had somebody with the iconic stature that Crash did. I mean, the mascot of Sony, and then poof, kind of gone. Didn't Crash was on a roller coaster for a while. Just had the biggest up, and then all of a sudden went multi-platform, and woo, goodbye Crash. He's just kind of sleeping. He's off doing his own thing. Didn't know where he went. I think he pop up in Skylanders at one point, which was... I mean, I get it. Activision owns both Spyro and Crash, but yeah, that was a weird day. That was a weird thing to see. But anyway, Crash, third party. So again, complete opposite of Chibi. Way more popular. Let's face it, he's way more popular than Chibi. Moveset, I think both characters have a very easy moveset to come up with, to be honest. But let's talk relevancy. Even personally, I don't think relevancy has anything really to do with how Nintendo might pick characters. I mean, look at Banjo, after all. When was the last time Banjo actually had a new game? And no, the Rare Replay, I'm not counting that. That's just a collection of old games, so an actual new game forever. So I don't think relevancy is a thing, especially for DLC. But some people do still think that is a factor, and if you do, Crash definitely has the big... he's got the check mark. He has that whole category to himself against Chibi in this matchup. Relevancy, boom, done. So Crash also would bring in people to buy, if they don't buy the Fighter Pass, the whole thing, people will buy the individual fighter pack just for Crash Bandicoot, just to see him, the former Sony mascot. We could finally have a Sony versus Nintendo with Mario versus, well, Microsoft with Banjo, even though Banjo still has better roots with Nintendo, but still he's owned by Microsoft. You all know that. So I don't know. I just think having Crash in the game would be would be a smart idea, smart business thing. It's something that people have dreamed about for a long time. Video game fans have wanted to see the Mario versus Crash thing for a long time because that was a part of the old Sony and Nintendo kind of rivalry. Dude in a Crash Bandicoot suit yelling through a megaphone, hey plumber boy, I'm coming to get you, stuff like that. It was great entertainment of the commercials back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. That was fantastic stuff, and we could potentially finally have that happen. Mario vs. Crash. It could finally happen. And it's not like Crash just appeals to older gamers. Crash, like I said, he's recently come back into gaming, the good gaming graces, if that makes sense. So younger generations, they got to experience Crash now as well. And, Crash has a whole new fan base now. And, I mean, look, Crash for Smash, am I right? I don't think you could really pass this. I can't pass this opportunity up. If Nintendo even considered the thought of Crash, I mean, come on. I don't think they would pass it up themselves. If they sat down and went, all right, we want a fighter pass that's really going to just knock this out of the park, characters that you might not even expect. Maybe some people at the time, how do you want to put this? At the time when Nintendo came up with it, we only had the Insane Trilogy, and I don't think Activision said there was any plans for like future Crash Bandicoot games. I could be wrong, but yeah, you never know. Come on, Nintendo. Let's make this happen. Let's finally see Mario versus Crash, and plus everybody else. Throw them in there as well. So this one's easy. Crash gets my vote hands down in this one. Just I'm a fan of Chibi, just not a huge fan of Chibi. I just much rather see Crash anyway. Much rather see Crash. So Crash gets my vote. Let me know who you guys got down in the comments. You're going to go with Chibi or you're going to go with Crash. Very simple. Only one vote per person. You can vote for both, though. You can vote for both. Totally fine. So that is going to be it for today. Sneak peek for Tuesday's video. Let's see. Game 122. We'll be surprised. So I guess Sandbag is back. All right, Sandbag. But, yeah, Sandbag's back tomorrow in tomorrow's matchup, and he will either be facing Agumon or Pauline, because I guess we're going to get the results for Agumon or Pauline in tomorrow's match. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. See Sandbag can ultimately defeat another opponent and keep this fairy tale Cinderella story alive. Who knows? But that's tomorrow's stuff, so that means today is over. At least video-wise is over. And, yeah, nothing more to say. Then I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.